Welcome back to No Budget DIY. Okay, I wasn't a fan Tremolo, but today we're going to build the fan Tremolo Stewmac pedal anyway. And going through the instructions, I must say that it actually looks like a pretty neat switch. It actually has like 3 different settings for different tremolo. And growing up in the 60s, Tommy James and the Shondells did a song, Crimson and Clover, and I think Joan Jett remade it as well. But that was the reason that I actually hated tremolo. The way that song starts, da, 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 da. Oh, just used to drive me crazy. But anyway, I might try to replicate a little bit of that song when we test the pedal out. Another different guitar I'll be using when I test this pedal out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I have printed out the instructions. I probably will do a stop action for the components, and I'll also leave my camera running while I'm sorting out and toning out everything, just so you can get an idea of what I do. I'll speed it up so it won't be so boring. Again, if you like this channel, please hit the like button, hit that subscribe, share the video. It means a lot to me. This is a hobby, and again, I'm fully gainfully employed already, so it's not like I'm doing this for money. And I'm actually just spending a lot of money. Again, it's what my hobby is to spend money on these stuff, and we're gonna do it. I can't wait to get out of this room and this test station and this hall and get back down into the garage shop and start putting together some of these guitar kits. Again, guitars, not necessarily just kits. But I also have my plexi head I'm building from Stewmac, and I also have an unboxed, I think it was a Fender Reverb that's no longer available on Stewmac. It seems to be out of stock. That was like a $1,500 amp. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and crack open now the fan tremolo, and again, I've got the set of instructions here that I printed out for myself. There is a PDF version of the instructions on the website, and I'll go ahead and have that link in there. I also have my affiliate links here in the description below, so if you're interested in anything that I'm showing or using or whatever, and check out my affiliate links. If you buy, then the channel gets again a few pennies on the dollar. It's like 3 cents on the dollar, so it's not going to make No Budget DIY have a bigger budget, because we don't have a budget. So anyway, I'll come back to you as soon as we're ready to open up this pedal. And actually, we are ready to open this pedal now. So let me just cut right to this. These boxes are really tight, by the way, and so let me get this opened up, and we can start sorting some of the stuff out in a minute. But anyway, here's the package of the components, and this one has a lot of components as well. If you look at the picture, it's got 3 control knobs. It has a 3-way position switch here in it, and then it's got the LED and the switch for turning it off and on. Again, it comes with all of the decals that you can put on the pedal for the fan tremolo. It also comes with the pedal housing here, which again, I bought them all white. I don't know how many times I have to say that, but I bought them all in white, so I didn't have to paint them at this time of year. And if I ever get 1,000 subscribers, I will give away these pedals. I'm saving them all in the boxes after I complete them, so that I can actually just ship them out to somebody once and if I hit 1,000 subscribers. And otherwise, I'll give them away like I did the last couple dozen to friends and family or whoever wants them. Alrighty, so let's take a look now inside the enclosure. It also has the screws for it, and then it has the breakout board. It has the components such as the capacitors, the resistors, and diodes, and then of course it's got the back cover. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and I'm going to go ahead and clean this mess up a little bit, and then I'll show you me a little fast action of me sorting out all the parts and toning them out, which I haven't done before. Again, I've already pre-labeled all of the my sorting containers so that I can just, sort them out and put them in there. Okay, I'll be back to you in just a minute. Okay, I'll take you down to the build station here and I'll show you what I'm doing. Normally I don't film this part, but I figured give it a chance, we'll go ahead and film it. First thing I like to do is I like to take all the, I've got a sorter tray here that I have for the larger parts, and we have the full big bag here of all the larger parts. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this bag here and pull out the bigger items in it so that I can put those aside. Stuff like the input and output jacks here, I put the screws on them so that they don't get lost, and then I put them in the tray. I know later I have to take them back off, but it's still better to me if I put things together so that they don't get lost. And so again, I just put on the screw, put it in my little sorter container, grab another one, throw that in the garbage, and then grab another one, and you can crank it open, dump out the jack and the washer and nut. And I've had to go fish into the garbage can to pick components out that I threw away that were still in the package. So that does happen. And and now I'm going to go ahead and put this one in the tray. As you see, I do have some extra parts in the tray already. A lot of these pads and extra knobs from failed builds that you didn't see and I have. So again, here's now the knobs. And can you believe they'll put one little knob in one package, and I'm just going to add it to my knobs there, and I'll add this one to the knobs as well. Keeping a sharp or semi-sharp knife around is also pretty handy. Okay, and that takes care of those, and then we'll dump out the rest of these components. Again, the wire, sometimes there's a little extra, sometimes there's not. I'm going to go ahead and just put the wire in there. I'm going to put the two of the control pots, and there is a third control pot. This one's in a package. Some of them are in packages, some of them are not. And they do have on the pot, so I don't have to worry about sorting them out or whatever, because on the top of the pot, and I don't know if you can see that, like this is a 10K pot. This is B10K. So the other ones have different ohms on those of resistance. Here is our miniature three-way switch for the different levels of the different sounds of the tremolo, and that's pretty cool. I haven't done one of these, so that's really neat to have too. Then we have the LED housing and the little plastic bushing that keeps the LED in place. And I just take those ones and I add them into anywhere in here. And once again, this one also has the rubber pads, foam pads for insulation, what you put on the back of the switches. Sometimes they say to put it on there and the back of the switches don't even come near components, but that's okay. That's what they say to do. And then there's our little power connector. And then we have the switch, which has two washers and two knobs, or two nuts on it. And so you go one nut down first. And this one, even when we put it in the case, is usually, so you get enough switch sticking out of the housing, pedal housing. The first nut goes down pretty far. Then you can put the locking one on the back side of the pedal. At least that's what I like to do. I don't like the locking nut on the top, even though it's probably where it's supposed to go. That's not how I do it. It's just me. As long as something is holding it up tight, and that works. And then I just add that one to my sorter container. And lastly, I add the screws. And as you see, I've got a few screws already in here as well. Comes from, like I said, failed kits. And lastly, we've got the breakout board and the PC board. And this is the first PC board that I've done that looks like a cross or a plus or a T almost. And that's because it has that little switch, that three-way switch that's mounted on here, as well as the knobs, or the pots anyway. So I'll have that one up there, and then this switch breakout I just saved till later and put it in that sorter. Okay, and so the next thing I'm going to do now is break out, and I put this one aside, and the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to do the these components here, which are the not the potentiometers, which are the capacitors, the polarized capacitors and non-polarized capacitors, the resistors and the diode and the transistors that are in here. Okay, I'm gonna stop yapping, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start this one sorting into my trays, and this takes a little while, so I'll turn on my my ohm meter. And I'll also pull out the instructions here that shows the stripes, because I don't know if it's my ohm meter, or which I don't think it is. And this was a pretty expensive fluke. And the other thing is that I'll use the color stripes, because sometimes because they have a plus and minus tolerance on resistance and on the resistors. Like a 10K could show up as 9.9K instead of 10K, or a 0.99 for a 1K resistor. So a lot of times when the tolerance is low, and or my meter is showing something that doesn't make a lot of sense, especially on the 1 million resistors and something real high, the resistance will actually bleed down as you're holding your ohm meter on it. So for those ones, I will definitely look at the colors. And again, that's why I keep this instruction here to tell me, what color striping each resistor ohms is. All right, I'm going to do that, and I will speed that up and put on some music. Alright, sweet. We now have sorted everything and put them all in the sorters. We have our instructions ready. Next steps are to fire up the old soldering iron and start out putting the components on the board. Again, it's following the instructions. It says to start with the resistors, then go with the capacitors. Actually, excuse me, it says start with the diode and the 3 transistors, then the resistors, and I could do it that way, or I could do like the stop action I did before, where I just basically take the board, and I'll show the board here. I would just take the board and start adding in the components and stop action it and stop action as I go across. I haven't decided yet, so again, this is a tiny little guy. focuses in on it. Probably not going to, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and get it mounted back in the PC board holder. I'll go ahead and get the soldering iron heated up and get the digital microscope recording as well, and I'll bring you back as soon as I'm slapping these components on this fan tremolo. Again, if you like this video, like, subscribe, share the video. Okay, again, this is No Budget DIY. I'll be back in a minute with a little stop action component installation. Thank you. Okay, that was my stop action video of installing all the components. They're all on the board now. Again, I didn't follow the order of the instructions because it was easier to film stop action just putting in component after component. They're labeled on the board anyway, and they're labeled on the thing. So here's a look at what the board looks like now. It's got that, and I also installed the three-way switch here. So that's installed on the board. And all of the resistors, capacitors, transistors, and diode have been installed. And we're now at the point where we're ready to cut the wires, solder the wires on, solder on the breakout board, solder on the switch, and the pots. And basically I'm going to go ahead and finish assembling this now and get it into the enclosure to the pedal housing, and I'll come back after I've got everything in there. Alrighty, see you in just a minute. Okay, well, I got this pedal all built now, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at it. I'll go ahead and show you now. There's what it looks like. It's all together. I've got my back that has the Velcro on it for my test stand. I'll show it here one more time. That's what it looks like. And all we have left now to do is to go ahead and dig out one of those guitars back there and take one from the list. We've used all the ones on the stand here already, so I'll pull out another guitar out of my stack of treasure behind me, and we'll get this pedal put on the test stand out there, and we'll give it a tremolo and see if we can become fans or not. Alright, I'm going to put a smile on my face, and I'll see you in a minute. Hi, well, I brought out my Gretsch here. It's the 2622T. It is got a Bigsby tremolo on it. It's a pretty cool guitar. I believe this one is a hollow body all the way. So here's the clean sound. Here's the chords for my favorite song. And the way I see people teach it, it's like. But anyway, we're here to look at this pedal kit. We're not here to look at this awesome Gretsch, which still has a problem with the power, with the selector switch. And it's had it since I bought it, but that's okay. Again, my stuff gets played almost never. So let's go ahead and let's bring on this fan tremolo here. And you can hear it already. And then a classic here. Excuse me, it would be a classic if I could play. Anyway, I hate that song. It's a good song, but I still hate it. So this is working well. I'm going to set it on 3 here. It's got a 1, 3, 2 switch. So I'll put it on 3. I'll keep the depth up and the level high, and then we'll leave the rate down very low to start with and see how it sounds. Oh, that's a warbler there. Can you imagine how fast that's going to be when I bring the rate up? Oh my God, that's horrible. Okay, and so now I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to 3. It's much slower. Let's bring the speed up on that one, or the rate. It works pretty good. How about we back off a little bit so that's pretty well too. Now let's go to number, actually that was number 2. Let's go to number 1 now. Oh wow, that's like almost a crawl here. That one you would definitely bring the rate up on. So I would suggest go YouTube and maybe I'll put a link to Crimson and Clover, the Shondells version, Tommy James and the Shondells. But anyway, the fan tremolo is definitely working. And what you would work it for, I don't know. Oh, that is really horrible. So the 3, you have to almost just turn it clear down to 0 on the rate. And they can back the depth down so it's kind of hidden in the background a little bit. And so that's what these knobs basically do, what the pots are. So the depth will add in how much you actually hear of the tremolo. I'm going to put it on one that's a little slower. And the rate is how fast of the tremolo you get. And so if I back the depth off, it's almost not noticeable. So if you want a very light trem, you could add it like that. The third thing is the level, and you crank the level up, and that's where you get all of your, I mean, I can back the level down. It's almost like a volume. And lastly, I'm going to pop on that tube screamer, as I always do. And I believe if you listen to the original Tommy James and the Shondells, it is not, their guitars are not overdriven. Anyway, it's pretty cool. Said I'm not a fan of tremolo. I'm not a fan of tremolo at all. But it's there, and all of the functions of the pedal do work. All three of the different presets, 1, 3, and 2, which are supposedly, you know, one is like a 70s trim, another one is a modern trim, etc. And the depth, the rate, and the level all work. Successful pedal build. Again, I don't know any songs that would use a tremolo, but maybe a Johnny Cash song or something. Anyway, this is No Budget DIY. Again, please like, please subscribe. I have more guitars coming than this one here. Again, I've got a whole stack of guitars over there inside cases. I've got, oh my goodness, I got so much. I've got the BC Rich 12 6 string. I've got the Rickenbacker, that's the red burst one. Sorry if I can't remember the numbers of all these. It's so many guitars and everything's got different numbers on it. But looking forward to playing that Rick as well. And hopefully you join me for the channel. I believe now I've only got 4 more pedals left to build. I've got the 6 little ones and one of the big box ones done, and I got 4 more to do. Looking forward to seeing what they do. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, and I'm going to go ahead and, as usual, please like, please subscribe, share this video, and I'll see you on the next one.